Lakers lose to the Suns. We are off to Vegas for tomorrow night. Lots to get to. Luca played in his first game. We'll get to that in a moment. First, this game, the Suns backups had a great third quarter that they won 33-17 to kind of take over this game. They hit 16 threes, and the Lakers turned the ball over 20 times for 26 points, Fish.
Yeah, I mean, in the preseason, you don't want to overly analyze statistically what happened per se, but in an NBA game, even in the preseason, if you turn the ball over 20 times, which led to 26 points given up to the Suns, it'll just create a difficult matchup. It's really the tale of two halves, which we'll say a lot during the regular season as well, man. First half with Luca and Austin kind of leading the way. Lakers look pretty solid, but just sloppy in that third quarter, and the game kind of got away a little bit.
Yeah, first half, pretty fun to watch if you're a Laker fan. And I think the thing I liked most was Luca. I mean, good to see him. He hasn't played in 5 weeks since he had that 39-point near triple-double for his team in Eurobasket. I saw some joy in his game tonight. That one play where he had the step back, one-legged three, he smiled. It's like, he's back. So it's good to see that. And he and Austin Reeves, what an offensive explosion those two guys are going to be in the backcourt. They're ready to go right now. Forget a week from now. Let's play some games.
Yeah, they combined for 50 points. Let's start with Luca. Brezzy hit on it. He was the headline.
Yeah.
Coming in, he did not disappoint. I loved what you said, that he was playing with joy. You could tell he felt good mentally, physically. 22 minutes, 4 threes. Also had the 7 rebounds and the 4 assists. Fish, what did you see from Luca? Efficiency in movement. And I think that's the most important thing, to be able to do that tonight for 22 minutes and really come out of this game feeling like there's more in the tank for him. Most likely won't play tomorrow. He'll play Friday night. I think he's in a good spot to be able to start the season strong, which the Lakers will need while LeBron is on the mend.
Such a different level for him as opposed to when he arrived here on February 1st. Not quite healthy enough to play yet, had to wait a couple weeks, whereas now he's been priming for next Tuesday. Maybe a guy who feels still a little disrespected by Dallas, Luca, that can only bear good fruit for the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point on the calendar is important not to gloss over. When you play into the finals, which Luca did in Dallas in 2024, your offseason is really short.
Yep.
And so then you're right back into the start of the season with the Mavericks, and then you're traded to the Lakers halfway through.
Also hurt your calf.
Yeah, with some bumps and bruises. But to have a full offseason from the end of April to essentially the end of September, play some basketball over the summer, that's you're fresher, you're healthier, your body's more fit and able to be prepared for an 82-game season.
Fish, when he signed the big extension a couple months ago, he had a press conference and he acknowledged he didn't touch a basketball for a month after the season ended. Did you ever do that? Can you relate to that? And then he jumped into the weight room and got back on the court, and it definitely paid a lot of dividends.
Yes. No, the off seasons, which players don't have as much now, it was important to not take your body through the dynamic movements that happen on the court as much, not touching the basketball, allow maybe that first month of the season, a couple of weeks of no activities at all, and then a couple of weeks of getting back into the weight room, starting some physical activity and getting moving again, but leaving yourself a gap. If we'd finish around mid-June in a lot of seasons, you may not pick up the basketball again until the 1st of August. Take a couple weeks off. And then that month of July is weight training, physically continuing to recover, get stronger. And then August 1st through the end of September, training camp starts October 1st. That's when you start building up your court rhythm again. So not surprised to hear Luca say that with that additional time that they had off.
Yeah, the whole game was on display. You see the 7 of 9 from the free throw line, the 4 assists as well. He was also plus 11, which is always nice to see. I know it was the Suns' backups, but Luca was definitely in control of the game, and so was Austin Reeves. He had 31 minutes tonight. He also poured in 25. We're going to show you what these guys combined to do. 50 points. 15 of 31 from the field.
They're not working on mid-range followaways. They're saying, okay, we still have 7 days before the real things start up. We're not going to take it lightly. And the fact that they're trying to show that they have a complete game, making threes, getting to the free throw line, passing out some dimes. I was impressed by both those guys tonight. And not a lot of minutes either. They're 25 points in very little playing time for both those guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's the minute totals are pretty good. I mean, this was Luca's first night playing. 22 minutes for his first game in the preseason is a good foundational number to start with. He'll probably push that up to 26 to 28, maybe top it off at 30 on Friday night, so that then opening night on Tuesday, if he needs to stretch to 34 or 36 in order to get the win, that's not the first time he's gotten that far. Austin at 31 is probably solid. He's in great shape and ready to go. Only note I wanted to make was the assist numbers for Luca and Austin. Like, to start the season without LeBron, it's going to be important, again, with the lineups and who starts. They need shooting to get the ball out to. They are going to have the ball and make plays for themselves, but the other guys on the court need to be able to finish plays. Aiden at the rim, and then another 2 floor spacers as well as elite defenders are going to be super key.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys about that. I mean, these are your shot creators right here, your shot makers, but when you see 6 assists between them, and I know they didn't play the whole game, that is definitely a number that's going to have to go up, and guys are going to have to hit shots, Perez.
Yeah, and look, part of that is who didn't play tonight. You know, Rui comes to mind immediately. You didn't have him in the lineup. Vanderbilt, he's been a nice little offensive player so far in the preseason. I'm not saying he's going to come out and start making 4 threes a game, but when you don't have 2 potential starters for opening night, yeah, you're going to have to take on more of the scoring load yourself because, quite simply, the guys you're passing to, they're not going to be with you in that starting lineup in 7 days.
And Fish, how did they look on the court together? You know, you had said this in the pregame. It's going to be 1 and 1A. LeBron James is not going to be there for a few games. We don't know the number yet, but they're going to rely heavily on those 2 guys, obviously.
Yeah, no, and they both looked really well, moving efficiently, dynamic. You know, again, Luca popped off the screen. His ability to change directions and his change of speed and pace has always been phenomenal. But being leaner is going to allow him to manipulate defenses even more. And then Austin is just constantly probing and testing defenders. You just can't take a break when you're guarding Austin Reeves. And so both of those guys constantly attacking defenses are going to be great. DeAndre Ayton will be putting a lot of pressure on the rim in pick and roll situations and offensive rebounding. But if Vando, you know, Rui, other guards, forwards, LaRavia as a shooter, Marcus Smart, Gabe Vincent, those guys are going to be key to supplemental offense and, again, elite level defense on the perimeter.
The Lakers fall 113 to 104, preseason game number 4, just 2 to go. We did see Marcus Smart. Fish, he played 20 minutes. What were you looking for tonight? What did you see?
Yeah, just moving well enough to, you know, that he's going to be able to get himself going early in this regular season. His perimeter defense will be needed, his leadership on that end of the floor. I think Marcus Smart is going to accept that role and responsibility with this particular group, and then his offense will evolve as the season comes.
Yeah, he had a slow ramp up, didn't really do much in training camp, so didn't expect too much from him tonight. Like you, good to see him out there. Played only 54 games combined the last 2 years, so health is the most important thing for him in the preseason.
Guys, we're just under a minute right here. You heard Luca talking. He's excited to be back, and the Lakers are going to play tomorrow. Not expecting him to play, but he'll play one more time, Fish.
Yeah, most likely not tomorrow, but, you know, we'll see. They'll have the conversations, make that decision. What we saw tonight looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, his ability to make plays for himself, but also setting the table for other guys. Like, similar to football, when you have that star franchise quarterback, it changes everything, and he's that guy.
Then you got Steph on Tuesday night with Luca.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he sits out until opening night next Tuesday, I'd be totally fine with that. But yeah, you know, tomorrow night back-to-back, I don't really see that happening, especially in a preseason setting. Friday is the preseason finale. I think that's when he plays. And D-Fish, congrats. I think you got an analogy for every sport except foosball in tonight's shows. So well done, my friend.